Hi. Wow, the camera's up real tall, isn't it? Let's adjust that. I was giving someone a tour of this room in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas. I'm going to move it over just a tad here. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Here we are. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? It's Thursday. We made it to Thursday. Yay. Microphone's back in the shot because I moved the camera over. It is show number 76. And the title up here will be referred to again later in the show. Not going to say where or how. Are we 75? Ah, I missed the titling. I'll have to change that. Yep, it does say 75, doesn't it? Well, we'll fix that. This would be the technical frou-for-all that occurs during the show, as is often the case. Oh, yeah, you know what? I totally forgot and failed to update the captions. So I gotta redo that. That's one part I did not do, and that's okay. I mean, you know, it's not really a Troubadork show until and unless there is some kind of weird technical frou-for-all, and that frou-for-all has now been adjusted. No, I do not want to end the live video. Cancel. No, I don't want to end it. I just want to save this change. There we go. Save the post. That's better. All right. There we go. That's more like it. So, yeah, hi. Not like we have any idea what I'm doing anyway. Just hop back into the thing here. You know, it's one of those situations where I think I have everything put together and then I don't. And it's a darn good thing that no one's paying any money for this. Aside from, like, time and effort. There you go. You have my video. Oh, yeah, Joseph. Send it to me in an IM. Or, I will reply to your IM with the Dropbox for it. Okay? It's actually going to be a Google Drive, because Google Drive doesn't require people to have a Dropbox, Google Drive account in order to drop stuff into things. So that's what we will do there. Okay, I think that's everything. That's everything working now. I hope. I'll have to fix the one on YouTube, but we can get to that. Hey, welcome. Now that we've had the technical frou-for-all, it is time for the actual performing frou-for-all, and we are having just that. We're gonna do a few things. I'm actually gonna try to do 2 songs on this one. The baritone ukulele that I got at the pawn shop. The one that spontaneously down-tuned itself dramatically last week. And then I'm going to do 2 more on the ukulele over there. And my lovely wife is dealing with our cat, who is technically an adult, but is still basically 12 years old and may always be. So, song 1. Music hall song. I am looking to extend my music hall... repertoire. I got this and a few others. I think eventually I'll be able to do a full music hall set here. Now, what are the joys of a single young man? Why, boozin', bloody well boozin'. And what is he doing whenever he can? Why, boozin', bloody well boozin'. You may think I'm wrong and you may think I'm right. I don't want to argue. I know you can fight. Not in the face this time. But what do you think we'll be doing tonight? Why, boozin', bloody well boozin'. Some do it openly, some on the sly, but we all love bloody well boozing. And what are the joys of the labouring man? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. And what is he doing whenever he can? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. He goes out a jobbing, makes many a call, comes home to his wife, and he gives his wife all. And as soon as I find out all of what, I'll put it in the song. But what brings him home hanging onto the wall? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. Hey, hey! Boozing, boozing, just you and I. Boozing, boozing, when we are dry. Some do it openly, some on the sly, but we all love bloody well boozing. And what does the Temperance Union abhor? Pretty much everything, but definitely boozing, bloody well boozing. And what does the Temperance Union deplore? Once again, all things fun, but especially boozing, bloody well boozing. They stand on street corners, they rail and they shout. They shout about things they know nothing about. Sounds familiar, don't it? But what do they do when the lights have gone out? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. Hey, hey! Boozing, boozing, just you and I. Boozing, boozing, when we are dry. Thank you. Some do it openly, some on the sly, but we all love bloody well boozing. Not bad, that one. I actually managed to keep it mostly in my key, which is saying something, because that's a baritone ukulele. Can you see you again by Charlie Puth. I will find out where that is. See you again by Charlie Puth, huh? I'll go look at that up. I'll go look at that up on the interwebs and see if I can find me one. Because, I am always looking for more songs to do. And once upon a time, a long time ago, we'll see. Once upon a time, Wiz Khalifa. Wow, okay, that's going to be a challenge because, among other things, have you seen me? Once upon a time, a long time ago, I used to perform at the Great Victorian Fair of Charles Dickens, London, also known as Dickens Fair, in Northern California. And I was part of the Ballyhoo Music Hall. Ta-da! And we got to sing a lot of really fun songs. Beer Glorious Beer is one of them. Boozin is one of them. Eat BERTHA'S Muscles kind of found its way in there, even though it's technically not a music hall song. It was written in the 70s, the 1970s, before many of the people watching this show were born. Late 60s, or it was right on that cusp. I have to check the interwebs. It might somewhere in that area, but it was definitely not written in the 1860s. And so I love the music hall songs, and it's just a matter of finding songs that I like and that I can sing and I can perform, and that can be sung solo, because there are some songs that do not hold up well under a solo voice. One idiot accompanied by 4 strings on the cheapest instrument he could find at the time. So, there we go. But that's another story entirely. Let's see what we got doing here. Got next one. Hey, okay. Hi, folks. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. You're just in time. I'm going to do a song I wrote, and it is one of my newest favorites. I have got some more songs coming down the pike, including one that I just started, which is entirely my fault. and it's a song about the Wicker Man, and I think it's a love song, and it's going to get weird. But that's not what I'm going to sing here. What I'm going to sing here is my personal favorite new song that I wrote, because it's complete, and also because it is a glorious song. Yes, indeed, Ashley, that's correct. And I'm older than you. I have emotional scars older than you, but that's a whole nother story. This song is a song about a man who came from humble origins and stayed there. The dread peasant Festus, which I have had way too much fun with, and I'm going to attempt to play at a sane and reasonable tempo. I have a tendency to try to Godzilla my way through these songs in the hopes that people don't get bored and leave. This one, however, has to be played with, the notes here say, unjustifiable grandiosity. So there you go. He came from a tiny village just outside of Aberdeen, and his face, it was not noble, and his clothes, they were not clean. But there's often been a hero that has come from such a start. Our man Festus wasn't one of them. He was neither brave nor smart. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. There are some men bound for glory, bound for riches or for fame, and among that noble roll call, you will not find Festus's name. For his voice, it was not noble, nor his bearing very fine, and he towered over no one at the height of 4'9". There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. But from lowly circumstances, some men rise among the rest. Not that Festus ever tried hard, well, that there is with my own guess. But in noble battles, some men can achieve beyond compare. And on the battlefield of Hastings, our man Festus wasn't there. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. There are legendary figures doomed to fade away obscure, and our peasant Festus suits that. At least we think we're pretty sure. There is not much known of Festus. Peasantry builds little pride. Matter of fact, all that we're sure of. Well, we're all pretty sure he died. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. All right, that's it. I always have so much fun with that song. Eat Bertha's Muscles was, well, we'll get to it because I'm doing Eat Bertha's Muscles today, so just prepare yourselves. For better or for worse, we will be doing Eat Bertha's Muscles at the end of the show. That will be the show closer. I wanted to try Boozing as a show opener because it felt like it had the right vibe for that. And I think it benefits from being at the beginning of the show instead of being at the end. At the end, you really kind of want a big, rousing, goofy song. But at the beginning, you can kind of start in with the goofiness and just build up from there. And Boozin' is a much more laid-back song when it comes to goofiness. There is actually a theory that I have, the escalation of goofiness in a show when you're doing a musical show, as opposed to a magic show where you're just being a complete jerk in the entire world and just, completely goofball maniac person. I got your video, Joseph. I'll check it out after the show is done. Yes, good deal. We'll now put this one away. I'm on a sliding chair. I am not in the shot now. There is absolutely nothing wrong. I am simply not in the shot. I'm over here. I'll be back in a moment. Please remain calm. All is well. And if you got that reference, you're either my age demographic or you watched a lot of cable in college. All right. Getting the otter out here. Reminding myself. Oh, good. It's tuned. I actually found this tuner. This was one of my first tuners, and it looks really, really heinously beat up. I don't think you can see the detail, but it's chewed up pretty badly because the tuner Cabra, the legendary creature, that's cryptid that eats tuners, picks, capos, and spare strings, had got it, and then got bored of it, and brought it back. So that's why I have that. Now, next song. Yeah, VHS, exactly. The next song is one of the earliest songs that I've written, and it's one of the few that I wrote before I decided I was actually going to start writing songs all the bloody time. I was just kind of doing, this is a hobby. And now it's more of a compulsion. That's the word. This was written in response to a conversation on a chat, and it is dedicated to my friend Claire, who one day may see this. Hi, Claire. And if so, I hope that she and hers are well, and we'll do the thing. We'll do the thing now. I can't decide if this is sounds like it's more Pearl Jam, or like less grumpy Doors. Geodesic dome, it's my geodesic dome. The only place where I can call home is my geodesic dome. Geodesic dome, it's my geodesic dome. Made out of nifty extruded foam, it's my geodesic dome. I got a domicile made of hexagonal tiles. My moat's filled with crocodiles, but don't worry, they're inflatable. Geodesic dome, it's my geodesic dome. This song won't get sung by Joey Fatone, it's my geodesic dome. Geodesic dome, geodesic dome, geodesic bar means when you're all alone. It's my geodesic dome. And it messes with the strumming rhythm. Geodesic dome. It's my geodesic dome. Without the music, this would be a poem. It's my geodesic dome. Geodesic dome. It's my geodesic dome. This song has gone too long. It's time to take it home. It's my geodesic dome. Yes, that song too will collapse under its own weight. We have research on Eat Bertha's Mussels, which is good because that's the next song that I'm going to do. I'm curious, and I actually did some research on whether or not I would be allowed to perform this song at fairs and festivals without getting explicit express written permission from the publishers to do it. Now, according to copyright law, once a song is released into the wild, other people can cover it. And the only time you run into problems is if people then try to sell their version of the song without getting a approval. And there's a technical term for it, and I don't remember what it is, and that's okay because I'm not that good at this sort of thing. But I'm not planning to sell me performing other people's songs. Eventually, I will be releasing a series of EPs and albums on Bandcamp, entitled, among other things, The Internet Writes My Songs, and then I wrote, The Filks might be a little more challenging, but if I can get away with it, there'll be That Sounds Familiar, which will be the Filks. And then finally, something like Shut Up and Perform or something like that. I don't know. We'll just keep going until we figure it out. The Weird Al clause. That's the Weird Al clause, I think, is fair use. And that's, although his guys do an amazing, Mechanical License. There we go. Thank you, Joseph. Weird Al's guys do an amazing amount of paperwork to make sure it's okay to do riffs on their songs and also songs in their style. As a matter of fact, there's a quotation from I'm losing his name now, and it really annoys me. The lead singer of Devo, who said that with Dare to Be Stupid, Weird Al Yankovic had written the perfect Devo song, and we hate him for it. I always thought that was fun. So yeah, Eat Bertha's Mussels. There actually is a Bertha's in Baltimore, Maryland, and apparently their food is rather good. And this song, I first heard of it at the Great Victorian Christmas Fair at Charles Dickens, London, also known as Dickens Fair in Northern California, being sung by Hard Times. Ta-da! And it's gotten used by a lot of people because it just has this grand, rollicking, 15 beers into the evening kind of feel to it. And although I have been playing it now for 4 months, roughly, I am going to put the notes up here because if I don't, I will probably fall over and hurt myself somewhere in the course of this song. And so far, we have managed to not have any truly horrific boating accidents during this show, which is nice because it's the Thursday show. This is the last show of the day, last show of the week, I should say. It's definitely the last show of the day. Mark Mothersbaugh, that was it. Thank you, Joseph. I'm so glad that there are people here to fulfill in the gaps in my memory because I am over 50 and have taken a number of blows to the head. So what you're seeing here is the tattered remains of what was probably a very talented person once. Maybe. Eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a sailor came to Bertha's with a problem most severe. His manly pride had been atrophied by a voyage of 14 years. So he ate a plate of mussels. Now he sings in a different key. His jib'em set right, he'll be back there tonight, and he's not going back to sea. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, a lady came to Bertha's who wanted a daughter or son. The doctors had said with a shake of their head that she couldn't have either one. So she ate a plate of mussels and went home to her husband dear. She tuned up his cruise, and to tell ya the truth, they had triplets the very next year. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, they'll cure your diarrhea, thank God, cure your constipation too. At the same time, just follow the box for the chicken pox, for the measles or the flu. So if you fancy a healthy life, get your daily dosage straight. A plate a day of Bertha's mussels and you'll live till you're 98. So eat Bertha's mussels, sing, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. And so he comes sliding in sideways, tripping over the curb, bouncing up into the fence, ricocheting off the hurricane fence, staggering around through the Dutch doors, falling backwards over the couch, bruising your shins on the coffee table, and winding up face down in the bearskin rug that is the Thursday Troubadork Show. Thank you guys for hanging out with me again. I am very happy that y'all have chosen to take some time out of your day and spend it with a goofball and a funny hat in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas, singing goofy songs. Because without you people watching me, all of this has less justification. Well, Tom, like many things, the description of how one comes to the end of a Troubadork show will eventually collapse under its own weight. Thank you, Imrez. I try very hard. I hope to be a demigod one day. There's a lot more licensing involved in being a god. A demigod, on the other hand, that's like a part-time job. I think it's a cool thing. Those of you who came in late, do not panic. This will all be replayable on the Twitch and the YouTube and the thing and this and the other thing. You followed, thank you! Yay! I have more followers. I am looking to artificially inflate my Twitch follower count because apparently when you get 50 followers and an average of like 3 or 5 followers per show, you get a pony or something. Let's discuss that. Let's get to the shamelessly mercantilistic portion of our program, the plugs. I want to first of all point out the tip jar, which is, of course, paypal.com/theadequate. And Robert and Rick and Emily and Miranda have all been very generous and slightly crazy and thrown a little bit of money into the tip jar. Anything that goes into the tip jar goes right back into this show, which is why I have a good camera and stuff. For the longer-term commitment to supporting adequacy in our lifetime. If you have spare cash and low standards, or know someone who does, I would direct you to patreon.com/theadequate right up there. That's basically, you say, I'm going to throw $1 in his tip jar every month, or more. And at various levels, there are various freebies. Patreon patrons get previews of songs, they get swag, they get the Artisanal Gibberish ebook. At certain levels, they get physical ebook, they get buttons. I make buttons now, because I have a button maker, because I'm going to do something with this stuff. And at the $10 per month level, if you're that crazy, you can actually say, you're so darn smart, you write me a song about this, and then I have to write a song about this. And I would like to thank very much Rob and Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene for being my Party On, Party Down Patreon patron posse. You folks are a good kind of crazy, and I appreciate that a lot. Again, anything that goes into it anything that goes into the Patreon thing comes back out into the show, which is why I have a good camera. I got a little Stream Deck button thingy here now that I can push buttons. I are not Irish that I know of. I'm like a real Heinz 57 mutt. However, I have learned that adopting accents gets you away with a lot. If you ever have something really appalling to say, I've found that it actually helps if you speak as if you're slightly drunk and probably Scottish. It makes it somehow strangely charming. With Irish, it's even better, but I can't do Irish. That involves a certain amount of grace, which I lack at the moment. I've just done this whole freaking show. But once again, patreon.com/theadequate. If you have those standards or know someone who does, that's where you want to go there. All of the archives. Hey, you're from the UK? Fantastic. I do Renaissance festivals. We massacre your heritage, and I'm really sorry about that. We try. We mean well. We do, for a bunch of goofball Americans. The archives are over here at facebook.com/TobiasTheAdequate and twitch.tv/TobiasTheAdequate. Twitch keeps 2 weeks worth of shows and then rolls them through. Facebook is forever. Also, youtube.com/MPLEGARE, because somebody had already taken The Adequate. And that one I have to manually update, but I try to keep it updated by the end of the week. Everything should be there. So that's cool and groovy there. Carpe Diem Comics in McKinney, Texas is the official emotional support comic shop of Tobias the Adequate, the Troubadork Show, artisanal gibberish, and anything else that seems like a good idea at the time. They're located in McKinney, Texas, but they're located on the interwebs at carpediemcomicsonline.square.site. That's all one word. And this is a reminder for you folks out there to support your local comic shops, your local craft stores, your local gaming shops, because without you, it's a room full of stuff and a person standing in it going, where's everybody? And even if you can't afford to get a lot, if you know you want to buy something, but you don't know what, get a gift certificate or a gift card for $2, $3, $5. You do that 2 or 3 times, you have enough money to get that. So it's actually a present to your future self. All right, that's it. That's all for this time around. Hey, I would like to welcome my new Twitch peoples. How are you? I do this Monday through Thursday and about 4:30 Central Time. But you can always come and check the reruns. Oh, don't worry. I'll be back on Monday. I'll do this again. I do have to go out to the day job on Monday, but I will be back in time to do this. The reason I do this show is because I'm working from home, and so I don't have to commute home. So if I'm home before my commute time, this is the Non-Commute Show. That's what it says in the caption. And that is how we do this thing. We will do more. If you are interested or have suggestions, recommendations, questions, brickbats, good-natured abuse, whatever, you can hit me up at The Adequate on Facebook, at The Adequate on Instagram, at The Adequate on Twitter, Tobias The Adequate on the Twitch, and MP Laguerre at the YouTubes. And I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out, because y'all watching this and interacting with me adds years to my life. In the middle, the good part, and I appreciate that a lot. You folks have been fantastic. I have been Tobias The Adequate, and I thank you for encouraging my behavior. I will talk to you and see you